Hi everyone, good morning. This is the third video in JCL. We are going to see EXEC card and its parameters in this video. Before getting to this video, if you are an experienced person, I'll ask you one question. If you are able to answer the question, you can skip this video. Okay. This is a job. If I submit the job, what are the steps in this job will get executed? More specifically asking whether step 1 executed or step 1, step 5, step 8. In these three, which are the steps executed if I do the submission? And Muthu is a program which is an invalid program that doesn't have a load module. That's one note I want to say. On top of it, the proc is nothing but a two-step proc. Both are IFBR14. So if you are confident of your answer, you can check the answer in the end of the video and you can skip it completely. Let's get into the topic. Okay. So we have already seen a job contains, one to a number of programs. Though I say one to a number of programs, if we have already seen in the last exercise that if you do just a job submission without any EXEC, it's going to fail with the JCL error. And if you are going to do more than 255 steps also, it will fail. So the limit is 1 to 255. Okay, at least one step should be there. At the maximum 255 EXEC can be there in a job. Okay, now how to code the EXEC statement? After EXEC, you will be coding either program or proc. Okay, program means program equal to program name you will code. Proc means either you can give proc equal to proc name or simply proc name. Okay. So this is about and you need to remember that this PGM and proc, though it looks like a keyword parameter, it is a positional parameter. So if there are these parameters, POM and account or other parameters, this PGM equal to IFBR14, I cannot code after JCCT. Okay, it will fail. The first parameter, since it's a positional parameter, immediately after X, either PGM equal to or proc equal to or the proc should be specified. So remember that only parameter, positional parameter that comes with this equal sign is PGM. Proc. Okay. Now, what are the other parameters? POM. POM is a parameter to EXEC. It is passing the data to the program. So, if assuming this program is a COBOL program, okay, this program is a COBOL program, and the POM it's received in the linkage section of the program. Okay, maximum 100 characters you can pass. Account is some information that you can optionally specify on the step level. It is not a commonly used parameter. Accounting information in a job card is a positional parameter, and in the step level it is a optional parameter and it is a keyword parameter. Okay. So it overrides actually with respect to the step. Account is marked for this. Okay. Next. Region parameter. The region parameter is one parameter that is coded in job as well as your step. When it is coded in job, that overrides what is coded in the step. Okay. For example, if you see, if I submit this job, what happens is 0M, that is 0 meg means maximum memory available at that point of time will be allocated for the job. Here I have given a 12 meg. Okay, so this parameter will be completely ignored. Something is coded on the job level. You will see that. Okay, it's ended. But if you see that 12M, if I ask here, job is failing with S82, which is a region event. Whatever you are asking, it is not available to offer means you will get a S82 event. So means whatever, if the region is coded in the job, that overrides whatever coded in the step. Okay, that is about the meaning of region parameter in job and step. Which one will work? Okay, now let's look time parameter. We have seen that time is coded in job code like minutes, comma, second. So means the job, overall the job can run for 3 seconds of CPU. If it is exceeding 3 seconds, the job is going to abandon with S322 abandon, which is a timeout. Okay. Now what I coded in job 1? Job 1 I coded is 1 second of limit, CPU limit for the step 1. So for the step 2 I have set 2 seconds of CPU limit. This Rex is going to run for, I have coded in the Rex in such a way that it consumes 2 seconds of approximately 2 seconds of CPU. Okay. So let's run this. When I run, what's going to happen is I have coded here 1 second, but actually this Rex needs 2 seconds of CPU. So it's going to fail in this step 1 itself with S322. That is my expectation. Okay, it's failed S322. I'll go and see for which step it's failed. Okay, it is failed in the first step. Further, you can come and see how much time it used. If you see, step 1. The step 1, after 1.05 second of consumption, that is when it is above 1 second, it failed with S322. What we can do is I increase this limit to 2 seconds. So 2 seconds means overall for job 3 seconds, but this step alone 2 seconds. So in that case what happens is this step will pass, but again the same program I am executing here also step level I put a 2, but the job level limitation is 3. So once 1 second, more than 1 second it start consuming, this step is going to abandon with S322. Okay. Okay, so step 1 passed, but step 2 failed. So if you come and see this, see job level 3 seconds exceeded, so the job failed. Okay. Step level, if you see, first step used 2 seconds of CPU, so it ended successfully. And the second step, once it start going above 1 second, it failed. That is what 3.05. Okay, so time parameter, you understand how it works between the job and step. The step will be active, but it will be at the same time on the job level, whatever we coded, it should not go beyond that. Okay. So I think the time parameter is over, region parameter is over, POM parameter is over, EXEC PGM is over. Now the most important parameter is condition code. Okay, let's understand condition code now. Another example I coded. Okay, job level condition code, we know that is if you code only you can code RC comma operator like less than, greater than, less than or equal to, like these operators we can code it here. And the meaning is if after every step execution this condition will be verified. At any point of time the condition turned true, all the remaining steps will be flushed. That is the meaning of the condition code coded in job parameter. When the condition code is coded in EXEC parameter, there are multiple ways of coding. We will see what are the ways. One is you can code only or even. Only if you code, what does that mean is if any of the previous step abandoned, then this step will execute. But you need to remember the basic concept that if any of the step is abandoned, the job will be flushed. None of the below step will get executed. With abandon, the job will abnormally end. Okay. But if any of the steps after abandoned step has condition only, that will be executed even in case of abandon. That is condition only. Condition given, any steps abandoned or not, this step will get executed. That is condition even. Okay. So that is about condition only and even. So in this case, assuming these first 3 steps, if I submit, what will happen? Condition only for the first step. No prior steps, so no abandon, so this step will be flushed. Second step, condition even. no prior steps abandoned, still this is anyway it will execute, so step 2 will be executed. Step 3, again it will be bypassed because step 2 successfully executed, step 1 never executed, so no abandons. So step 3 will be flushed. Okay. Now this is about only and even. Okay. At the same time, if there is an abandon prior to this step, this first probably we'll execute this so that only and even will be clear to you, and then we will go into condition with return codes. Okay. Now it is 0. What I am expecting, only step 2 will run, step 1 and step 3 should be flushed. That is my expectation. Okay, step 1, step 3 flushed, only step 2 executed. At the same time, if I code here something like Muthu. Okay. What does it mean? Muthu is a code for which load module is not found. It's an invalid load module. So the program is going to abandon with S806. So when this program steps abandon, step 3 will be executed because it's abandoned. Okay, abandoned with S806. So abandonance happened in step 1. Step 1 is flushed. Step 2 is abandoned with 806, and then step 3 is executed in this case. Okay. So now we are good about condition only and even. Now let's talk about something on condition parameters with the step name references. Okay. Now what is this? The meaning of this is same like whatever you coded in the job, but that is applicable only for the step. 0 equal. If any of the previous steps is abandoned with it's ended with 0, then this step will be flushed. In this case, second step is ended with 0, so this step will be flushed. Now, what is fifth step condition code? I can optionally code in a third parameter a specific step name. Here I am referring 0 equals step 1. What is step 1? Step 1 is not executed. So if at all it is executed, this 0 will be checked. When non-executed step, this condition parameter completely will be omitted. So step 5 will be executed. Okay, assume that if step 1 would have been executed, then 0 equals 0 will become a true and this step would have been bypassed. Since step 1 not executed, this condition itself will be ignored, and this step, as if no condition coded, this will be executed. Okay, so this is about coding condition with the RC and the step names. Let's run this now before proceeding further. What I am expecting is step 4, which is against any of the prior steps. So this step 0, so this should be flushed. Step 4 to be flushed. Step 5 will be executed. That is my expectation. Step 4 is flushed. Step 5 is executed. Okay. As expected. Now let's build further. In step 6, I am calling ID camps and setting the max CC of 4. So when this step executes, now return code is going to be 4 for this step. Then step 7, the condition code, whatever I said, this is the plain condition code, which is like your job code and job condition code. Now here I additionally added the step name, which is optional, and this syntax is valid only when you are coding in the EXEC. Okay, under EXEC when you code control only, this syntax account only, this syntax is valid, and not just one condition, maximum 8 condition you can be coded. Okay, now I am coding 2 condition here. 0 equals step 2, which is true or not. This is 0. 0 equal true, it's a true statement. 4 less than steps, this is false. Okay, but any one of the condition is true, then that step will be flushed. So I expect step 7 to be flushed here. And what is step 8? 0 not equal to step 2, which is false. 4 less than step 6, which is false. So this will get executed. Okay. So flush, this is executed. And step 9, 0 equals step 2, 4 less than step 6, and also even coded. So here what happens is 0 equals step 6. Step 2, which is true, one condition true, bypass. You don't need to check remaining. Okay. So 7 and 9 will be flushed and the 8 will be executed. That is what expected here. Seven and 9 flushed, 8 is executed, so result is as expected. Now let's further do a minor change here. I'll make a return code of 8. So now what happens if I submit this job? See, you need to remember in the job level I coded 4LT. So anywhere the return code goes above 4, remaining steps in the job is going to be skipped. So once 6 appeared here, there itself, job itself will be entered. Okay. So these things will be simply, will not execute. Okay. So job ended here with the step 6 because it's the job level whatever coded that become true. So job itself is ended there. That is about the condition parameter. How when it is coded in job level and step level, how it works. Now you should have a fair understanding. And with this knowledge, and I think you can answer for any combination of questions, whatever they ask in Kant. I think you should be able to answer. Now let's see our example whether we are able to answer it. It's in use. Okay. So what's happened? Let's read it. So 4LT is here. Now except PGA Muthu, if the step is executed, it is going to fail with S806. But since condition only is coded, no prior step executed, this step will not get executed. Okay. Next, this and this will go fine because no condition parameters. This is even. So irrespective of append or not, this will go. So this step also will get executed. Next, step 5. Step 5, what I coded, 4 equals step 4. So here 4, no, here return code is 0. So 4 equals 0, false. Next condition, 0 equals step 3 dot step 1. Step 3 is the proc. Inside that step 1 is IFBR14. We have already seen it. So this become true. Any one of the condition is true, the step will be flushed. So step 5 will not execute. So next is this step, no condition, so it will execute. And this step is going to fail with append, which is because Muthu is quoted, so it is going to append it. If at all it goes for execution. But as we have already said, here 8 has come. Because of this 8, the job itself, end here. So these 7 and 8 will not get executed. Assuming that this is 4 means this step will fail with S806 and this step because of con only will get executed. So answer is, if you ask me step 1, step 5, step 8, which will execute for this job, step 1 will not execute. Step 5, since this condition true, will not execute. Step 8 will not go validation at all. 1, 5, 8 we need to see. 1 is flushed, 5 is flushed, 8 is not going for validation at all. Okay. At the same time, if I make it 4, this step 8 will go for an execution. Okay. I think we are good with EXEC now. Thanks for watching. In the next video, we'll start with DD parameter.